Let me get this straight right from the top. I'm not the guy who cries into his whiskey glass. I'm the guy who buys the damn distillery when life hands him sour mash. So no, this isn't a sob story. It's a wake-up call. And if you're a man who's ever thought, I've got everything under control, buddy, buckle up. It started the day my wife looked me dead in the eye and said, "You don't control me." Now, depending on your experience, that phrase might sound like a battle cry or a red flag dipped in gasoline. For me, it was the sound of a door slamming on a marriage I thought was solid. But let me back up a bit. I'm 47, been through hell once already, lost my first wife to cancer. That kind of loss either breaks you or reforges you. In my case, I rebuilt. Successful business, real estate, logistics, a bit of passive income magic. Nothing sexy, just stable and scalable. By 43, I was wealthy, lonely, and tired of eating. Takeout in silence. Enter Emily. She was 31 when we met. Bright smile, big eyes, the kind of laugh that made waiters forget the rest of the table existed. She had this effortless charm that made you want to hand her your jacket, your umbrella, maybe even your mortgage papers. You get the idea. She was up front from the beginning. I don't want to work. I want to be a wife. A real one. Home. Cooking. Organizing vacations. Making the house feel like home. Honestly, I was relieved. I'd dated enough entrepreneur girls who wanted to sell crystals on Etsy and called it a startup. Emily, she just wanted peace. I could provide that. I gave her the keys to a brand new Mercedes GLC, a walk-in closet that looked like a Saks showroom, and a black Amex with her name on it. She handled the home and I handled, well, everything else. I believed in roles. I still do. I provide security. She provides loyalty. That was the deal. Unspoken but understood. Or so I thought. For a while it was good. Better than good, it was clean, simple, domestic bliss. We did trips, Tulum, Amalfi, Aspen. She Instagrammed every minute of it. I didn't care. I was busy growing the company, and she made home feel like a sanctuary. But comfort, I've learned, is a breeding ground for restlessness. One afternoon, between a client call and a flight to Dallas, she says, "Babe, I'm getting bored. I need something to do." So I offer suggestions like any logical man would. Pottery, Spanish classes, volunteering, start a blog. Hell, take tennis lessons at the club we're paying stupid money to be members of. She brushes them all off like I'd suggested cleaning the garage. Then one day she comes in like she discovered electricity. "I'm gonna join a group fitness class. Just something to move around, you know?" I almost clapped. Finally, something productive. Something that didn't involve delivery boxes from Revolve or binge-watching true crime shows about women killing their husbands. At first, it was perfect. She came back flushed, happy, toned. I noticed she stopped asking to order dessert. Her moods were lighter. I figured, see? Exercise cures more than therapy ever could. But then she casually drops this. "Oh, I switched gyms. The new place. Does dance-based workouts. Super fun." Let me tell you something about the way she said that. It wasn't what she said. It was how she said it. You ever hear someone say yoga with the same tone as illicit affair? Yeah. But I brushed it off. Maybe salsa steps were her thing now. Who was I to question Zumba and endorphins? Then came the schedule changes. Classes that were in the mornings turned into full-day outings. Coffee with Sarah became, we just lost track of time. And suddenly, the woman who once texted me midday to ask which throw pillows looked better went radio silent from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Still, I kept my cool. I wasn't raised to be a paranoid man. I was raised to believe in spreadsheets, prenups, and gut instincts. Then fate handed me a gift, a canceled trip, a 3-day conference in Miami that got postponed because of a hurricane. Emily didn't know that. I told her I'd be gone. She packed me snacks for the flight, kissed me goodbye at 6 a.m. I drove around the block and waited. At 8:30, she walked out in leggings so tight they might have been body paint, hair in a high ponytail, not a care in the world. No gym bag. Just keys, phone, and that particular bounce women get when they're going somewhere that excites them. I followed her. Yeah, like a damn soap opera. Parked down the street, pulled my baseball cap low. She entered a studio. Rhythm House. That's the name. Looked like a mix between a dance club and a yoga cult. I waited. An hour later, I see her walk out. With a guy. Tall, lean, the kind of tan that says, "I spend more time oiling my chest than filing taxes." They laughed. Too close. Way too familiar. He opens her car door. She giggles. She giggles, man. They drove off together. I drove home, sat at my desk, opened her Instagram. He'd posted a story, boomerang of her water bottle, caption, "Workout complete." Technically, not a lie, just not what I had in mind. She walked in that evening at 8:45, kissed me on the cheek like I was her damn uncle, said, "Traffic was nuts. Sorry I'm late." Then proceeded to pour herself a glass of wine and start scrolling on her phone like nothing happened. And I realized I wasn't living with a wife anymore. I was living with a very good actress, the kind that deserved an Emmy or at least a Netflix docuseries. I didn't confront her, not that night, but I started preparing. See, when a man knows the storm is coming, he doesn't yell at the clouds, he builds a roof. I didn't sleep that night, not because I was heartbroken, but because I was calculating, like a chess player. Staring at a board that suddenly makes sense. Every weird smile, every deflection, every time she said, "It's just a dance class," it all lined up. I didn't need a fight. I needed proof. And I needed timing. So the next day, I did something I haven't done in years. I followed her again. This time, I parked closer, brought coffee, even had binoculars. Don't judge me. They were a gift from a hunting buddy, and it turns out they work just as well on snakes and yoga pants. She walked into Rhythm House. Same leggings, same ponytail, same energy. And guess who was waiting for her inside? Captain Tan Abs. Let's call him Miguel. Because of course his name is Miguel. This time I went full cliché. Snapped a few photos. Nothing crazy. Just her in his arms, dancing a little too closely, laughing a little too hard. You know, harmless fun, the kind that destroys marriages. They didn't leave together this time. I guess cheaters are smart enough to vary the routine. But I had enough. That night, I waited for her in the living room. No TV on, no drink in hand. Just me, sitting in my armchair like a disappointed CEO about to fire his head of PR. She came in around 8:15, hair slightly damp, probably from sweating over Miguel's abs. "Hey, babe," she chirped. I didn't reply. She paused. "Everything, okay?" I looked up. Calm, level, voice steady. "Who is he?" You know that moment in poker when someone goes all in and the other player just freezes? That was her face. "I don't know what you're talking about," she said. "Wrong move." So, I pulled out my phone, opened the gallery, turned the screen toward her. There she was, dancing with Miguel, their bodies closer than a TSA pat-down. Her eyes darted from the photo to me, then back to the photo. And then she did. The one thing I didn't expect. She rolled her eyes. "Are you seriously spying on me now? Not denial, not shame, just attitude." I didn't blink. "I'm asking you one last time. Who is he?" She crossed her arms like she was the one betrayed. "He's a dance partner, that's literally it. You're paranoid." "Then why did he get in your car on Tuesday?" Now she froze. Gotcha. She walked past me, poured herself a glass of wine like this was just another episode of Real Housewives of Denial, and muttered, "I don't have to explain everything to you." I stood up, calm, measured, the voice I use when I'm about to fire someone with a smile. "If you want to keep this marriage," I said, "you stop going to that studio. Now, you cut it off." She didn't yell. She didn't cry. She just walked up to me, looked me dead in the eyes, and said, "You don't control me." And that was it. She didn't walk out of the room. She walked out of the marriage, she just didn't know it yet. Next morning, I made 3 phone calls. 1, a locksmith. Changed the front door locks while she was at dance class. 2, my banker. Froze her cards. Not canceled, just paused. You know, like her credibility. 3, my lawyer. Told him to pull out the prenup and get the divorce paperwork ready. Here's something fun about prenups. Ours had a clause that said if the marriage ended before 10 years, and we were at year 9 and 4 months, she got nothing. Zip, nada, just The same clothes she packed into my guest room when she moved in with her "I just want to be a wife" smile. Timing, as they say, is everything. That night, she came home to locked doors and frozen credit. Cue fireworks. At first, it was rage. Banging on the door like a zombie apocalypse. "You're a monster!" A paranoid freak. Then came the texts. "We need to talk. Please, I made a mistake. Can we just hit reset?" I didn't answer. I wasn't interested in resets. I was interested in receipts. So I hired a PI, best in the state. Charges, like a divorce attorney, and delivers like Amazon Prime. A week later, I had it all. Photos, videos, screenshots of text messages between her and Miguel that would make a priest sweat. Romantic dinners, hotel check-ins, voice notes where she giggles and says, "It's hard pretending at home, but I'll get out soon." She wasn't going to dance class. She was house hunting, with my money, for their new little love nest. When the report landed on my desk, I didn't feel hurt. I felt confirmed, like solving a puzzle and realizing you were right the whole time. She didn't want a partner. She wanted a sponsor, and I was just the latest in a long line of comfortable choices. So I did what any man with self-respect and a solid legal team would do. I served her the papers, right in front of Rhythm House. Miguel was there too. Nice touch, huh? I told the process server to time it for when they were walking out. Miguel tried to step in, like some third-rate soap opera hero. "Hey man, what's this about?" I looked him dead in the eye. "About 10 years too late for you, Romeo." He didn't say much after that. She started crying, not because she was sorry, but because she realized the Amex was now just plastic. The thing about closure? It doesn't always come with a slam of the door or a dramatic monologue. Sometimes it comes in the form of a signature, witnessed by two lawyers in an air-conditioned office that smells like leather and lost dreams. The divorce was final 2 months after I served her the papers. Quick, clean, precise, like laser surgery on a tumor I didn't realize was growing. Thanks to the prenup and a very punctual judge, she walked away with nothing. No alimony, no house, no car, not even a gift card to the yoga studio she never actually attended. Her lawyer tried to fight it. Brought up emotional distress, lifestyle expectations, and some other nonsense that sounded like it was pulled from a daytime talk show. But the contract was ironclad. 9 years and 4 months. That's not 10. You want the diamond? Package, sweetheart. Should have stayed 6 months longer, but of course loyalty was too much to ask. And look, I wasn't cold just for the sake of revenge. I was cold because I was finally awake. This woman looked me in the eye, lived in my house, smiled at my friends, spent my money, and all the while, she was rehearsing a graceful exit with another man's arms as her safety net. And for what? A dance instructor with a six-pack and no retirement plan? Give me a break. I wasn't even mad at Miguel, to be honest. Guys like him are a dime a dozen in cities like this. Tan, charming, allergic to hard work. He didn't steal anything. She handed it over, gift-wrapped. But what really sealed it, what really told me I made the right call, was what happened after. See, I expected her to move on, to vanish into whatever TikTok influencer phase she was about to enter. Instead, she spiraled. First came the accidental run-ins. You know the type. She'd just happened to show up at my gym. Same leggings, same ponytail. Except now, there was desperation behind the makeup. She sent flowers once, to herself. Left them at my gate with a card that said, "We can still fix this." I checked the delivery slip. She used my old credit card, the one I had canceled. Then came the guilt emails. "You moved on so fast. I thought we were partners." I was lost, but I've changed. I didn't reply. Not because I wanted to punish her, but because I'd already heard everything I needed to. That night when she said, "You don't control me," she wasn't wrong. I don't. But I do control myself. My peace, my finances, my damn front door. Now let me tell you what real closure looks like. It's not blocking her number. It's not watching her social media crumble as Miguel dumps her for the next flexible redhead. It's not even her teary call at 2:14 a.m. one random Thursday asking, "Can we talk?" No. Real closure was standing in my kitchen one morning, brewing coffee, realizing I didn't have to wonder anymore. No games, no lies, just me, black coffee, and peace. And freedom? Oh man, it tastes better than revenge. Especially when you've got the legal receipts to back it up. People ask me if I'd ever give her a second chance. Let me answer it this way. If someone poisons your coffee, do you keep the mug? Didn't think so. I gave her everything, not just money, freedom, comfort, trust. All I asked for in return was loyalty. Apparently that was too expensive. And for those wondering, yes, she did try to claim half of my business. Too bad I had the foresight to keep it separate, under an LLC created before we even met. Like I said, spreadsheet guy. Not romance novel material, but good for survival. So now, I live alone. And before you ask, no, I'm not bitter. I still believe in love. I just believe in prenups more. And next time, I'll choose character over curves. A partner, not a project. Someone who knows that I'm bored is not a valid excuse to wreck a life someone else built. Final thought, you can give someone everything, but if they don't respect you, it means nothing. You can dress betrayal in yoga pants, call it finding yourself, and post quotes about growth on Instagram. But at the end of the day, truth always finds its way home, even if she doesn't. Now I'll ask you, would you have forgiven her? Or would you have walked out like I did, with your dignity, your peace, and your credit score intact?